Well, good evening, everyone, and we welcome you to round number 6 of the National Sim Racing League Cup Series. Tonight we come to you from the Atlanta Motor Speedway, Hotlanta as they call it, the bad 1.5 mile tri-oval, where today we bring you the Hotlanta 250. Hello, race fans. I'm Mario Sakala here. Glad to be on the call once again for you on the NSRL Facebook page and twitch.tv/Marty Sakala. Well, last week it was a dominating race by one driver, even having to come from mid-pack to come up to the field to win the race. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the 03 of Auto Cruz, getting the job done at the Milwaukee Mile. His first win in his second start. Incredible result by the driver of the 03. Josh Susi, who also had another good car, coming home second. Jeremy Edwards in 8th. Our 3 leaders that led the most were inside the top 3. These are how the point standings look after 6 races. Edwards comes in with a 24-point lead over Josh Susi. Third is Mark Sikosi, 44 back. Fourth is Tyler Isley. He is 48 back. And fifth, Josh Aaron. He is 96 back. Just a couple of moments away from getting the green flag. Let's break down the race tonight. 3 stages and 163 laps. The stages will end on laps 40, 80, and 163. 24 degrees in the turns, 5 degrees in the straightaway. It's a quad oval track, one of the fastest on the NASCAR circuit. Very slick, very competitive, and tonight the main key here is tires. One of the most abrasive surfaces the NASCAR Cup Series races on, well, until next season. But as we get things set, we are just about ready to go racing, so we're going to get right into it. Here's the starting lineup for tonight's race. It is Justin Diltz lining up, on the pole position, and Josh Susi, they make up row number 1. Chad Sullivan and Daniel Menzies in row 2. Auto Cruz and Wes Dobbs, row 3. Row 4, Tom Parra and Ed Fowler. Row 5, Brett Edwards and Justin Cope. Row number 6 is Alan Crowell and Brian Wiggins. Row 7, Dean Webb and Matthew Hughes. Row 8, Alan Hinson and Christopher Lynn. Row 9, Kayla McCarthy and Patrick Gitter. Row 10, Mark Sikosi and Tyler Isley. Row 11, Charles Joplin and Jimmy Barr. Row 12, William Farmer and Terry Marinaro. Row 13, Kyle Milliken and Brian Preslar. Row 14, Paul Smeraldo and Josh Aaron. Row 15, James Morris, who is race control, Jeremy Edwards, Briggs Swope, and Joseph Burgess round out the field of 32. So we are just set to go for our 1 pace lap. Give you the weather forecast. Very hot track. The track will be wicked slick, just at 106 degrees Fahrenheit. Air temp is set at 83 degrees. Should be a good one. Pit window just around 50 to 60 laps. So again, we are doing 163 laps. Josh Susi, by the way, last week coming oh so close to his first win, the first driver to have multiple wins in 2021. Susi also winning at IRP, or Lucas Oil Raceway, earlier in the year. So as the field rolls in through turns number 3 and 4, we get ready to go green. As we say, race fans, strap in and hold on tight, because these men and women are about to turn them loose and drop the sledgehammer. They come off of turn 4. The iRacing pace car is in. Justin Diltz and Josh Susi bring the field to green. It's showtime from Atlanta. Right off the back of it, Justin Diltz gets the early start. Susi falls back in second. Sullivan third. Menzies tucks in line. He's in 4th position. And Auto Cruz rounding out the top 5. First side-by-side action you see here behind Ed Fowler, it's Justin Cope and Tom Para duking it out. That is for P7 on the track. And the high side is working out just well for the 59 of Justin Cope. Justin Diltz, though, leads lap number 1. But Josh Susie is right behind him. High downforce, 550 horsepower for the Next Gen Cup cars today. But remember, tire abrasion, very key. Behind them, they are still double file. You've got the 54 of Alan Crowell up there side by side. Ahead of him is Tom Para and Brian Wiggins for 10th position on the track. Fastest lap of the race so far being run by the 5 of Wiggins at a 30.67. It's already up 3 positions, currently in 9th spot. Oh, big wreck! Alan Crowell has gone around along with the 2 of Matthew Hughes. Marinaro also involved. There's a car sliding ahead. That is Briggs Swope, and Smeraldo almost gained a piece of that. We are under caution for the first time tonight. But a huge, huge shot that comes from the 2 car of Matthew Hughes and also the 54 of Alan Crowell. As we get ready to stand by here, as we're going to get the replay, show you what happened. Major lick coming from the 54 and the 2, and that's a guaranteed quick repair right there. Hughes just gets loose on the exit, and that's a 2 big head-on shots. And is that Jeremy Edwards in the 17 that got a piece of it? I think it was. That got up from underneath. Look at the hood. Gone. See if we can show this to you in real time. And it's just an absolute mess behind them. Right on board here with Matthew Hughes in the number 2. Simply just lost control of the car. No tap from behind. Luckily, no one else really hit him, but Marinaro got in there. Let's watch Crowell in the 54. And that's the shot from Marinaro. Let's watch his onboard. Ouch. And Briggs Swope. We're going to watch Edwards here in just a moment and see how he missed out on that. There's Swope just getting a piece of the action. And nope, that was not Jeremy Edwards, by the way. He was far behind in all of this. So we're going to look back and just see who the driver was. It's that car right there. We don't really have a number that's best to show you. I think it was this car right here, Patrick Gitter in the 28. You see he's got some front end damage. So already a wild start to this one. Just only one lap complete, 2 turns, and it was calamity instantly. So while we're at it, let's give you some keys to winning here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Number 1, you really want to try and keep it full throttle here at the 1.5 mile racetrack with high downforce and 550 horsepower. But at the same time, number 2, this track eats up tires, and that is a huge key. The most abrasive surface NASCAR races on at the end of the year, and soon it will be chopped up and repaved, as currently in the process of doing that in real life. But at the same time, you got to wear tires. So the driver who has the balance between will have the best chance of winning this race. But keep in mind, if you do let off in the turns just to save your tires, you're going to lose a lot of speed. And likely here, this is a race of tires, or not tires, track position over tires. So we get ready to go back to green here. And there we go, back to green flag racing. Justin Diltz gets the good start over Josh Susie. Chad Sullivan running in third position. When do you make your move? Susie wants to try and make his move. Go to the inside. Here we go. Side by side for the lead. Susie underneath. Can he make the pass stick on Justin Diltz? The answer is yes. Susie goes to the point in Atlanta. Chad Sullivan back in third and thinking about going to the inside on Justin Diltz for second spot. He's got that. You got Otto Cruz up there in fourth position too. Again, stage one early on. It'll go 40 laps. Otto Cruz up on the outside looking for third spot over Chad Sullivan. Scoring had him up there for a moment, but not really working just yet. Meanwhile, Justin Diltz trying to fight back on Josh Susie. He tries the outside, nothing into play. Nearly 3 wide into turn number 1. That's the 25 of Daniel Menzies in the battle too. As the field is strung out just a little bit. See, trying to look to the inside on the 51 of Brett Edwards is Chad Sullivan. Sullivan already back to 6th position, but how about Ed Fowler in that 05? Got a nice restart and is up to 4th position. So a nice run for him so far. This is currently just about a 10-car pack. Oh, hang on, Menzies. Very loose off of turn number 2. And makes a nice save to keep it going. So he falls back to 9th position, and now he's back to 10th as Wes Dobb makes the pass on the 25. Cope and Wiggins going at it. That's for 7th position. And now Wiggins starting to fade back just a little bit thanks to the draft on the outside as Wiggins was down to the bottom of the racing surface. Dobbs making the pass stick up on the outside, gets it to work. Last week for Brian Wiggins, it was a 15th place finish, 15 laps down. Did not really have one of the best cars. Otto Cruz now battling with Chad Sullivan. That's for 3rd spot on the track. Right now they are door to door. Cruz sliding up off of turn number 4. Can't get 3rd place yet. Now Brett Edwards will give the 29 a huge push going to Sullivan. Into 1, and Sullivan able to hold on to 3rd position. And now Brett Edwards, Otto Cruz, Duke out of. That's for 4th position. And the 51 takes it away. Fowler up on the outside, up to 5th spot. Otto Cruz with no help goes back to 6th position, battling with Wes Dobbs. And now Justin Diltz stuck in the battle for 2nd spot. Here comes Chad Sullivan up on the spoiler, and now Diltz to the inside for the race lead. Diltz led early on until Josh Susi made the pass on the restart off of turn 2. It's all about the draft here at Hotlanta, and right now Justin Diltz is not gaining it at all. Behind them, though, we got a car that's very loose. And that was, I want to say, the 16 of Tom Parra, right in 16th position. Made a nice save as Susi still leads. Sullivan is 2nd. Diltz fell back to 4th spot, and he's not done, falling back to the pack. Brett Edwards in that 51 takes away 3rd position. It is a great battle right now. Dobbs again up on the outside of the 23 of Justin Diltz for P6. Oh, they nearly touch. In turn 4, that got wicked close. And Dobbs has 6th position. Ed Fowler facing the pressure now from Otto Cruz in the battle for 4th spot. And now Dobbs and Diltz almost came to blows again that time in 1 and 2. Very aggressive racing early on here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. So Sullivan maintaining a 2-car length gap behind race leader Josh Susi. Susi, by the way, and Otto Cruz went at it for the lead throughout most of the race. However, though, the two got together, sent Susi around, and had to use his quick repair. Went a lap down because of it. And however, though, with pitting later on in the going, he was nearly a lap down and came all the way back to finish 2nd in the long green flag run to the end. It was just incredible racing. Let's go back over here to 11th spot as Jeremy Edwards looks to make a pass on Christopher Lynn. That's that 2nd pack we were talking about. Edwards now leading that. Gap between that is just about 4 seconds. It's going to be very tough for them to make up some ground unless they all work together. Again, open setups here in National Sim Racing League competition. It is not fixed at all as we got a driver into the pits. And that is the 31st place driver of Paul Smeraldo. So 19 laps going up on the boards here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And Josh Susi is the race leader. We're going to take our first break of the night. We're going to go side by side here. Stay with us here on the National Sim Racing League. We are back, and we are under the 2nd yellow of the evening. Man, where Chad Sullivan and Josh Susi having an incredible battle. The yellow has flown for the number 81 of Jimmy Barr, along with others. There you see the 84 machine of Christopher Lynn. This was in that 2nd pack that we were talking about earlier. Daniel Menzies also getting a piece of the action. Let's take a look at the replay. Again, underneath the 2nd yellow of the race. And this happened in front of them with Daniel Menzies. I'm not sure what happened. I think he just got loose off of turn 2, plowed the wall, and then up into traffic. Yuck. We should have a much better shot of what happened with the 25 here. Now that comes in late. Let's see if this shows us anything. He was already loose. We're going to rewind the footage. I know it's not really the most professional thing to do. Some contact with Brian Wiggins got him very loose. And just it's just a very slick track and up into traffic. Another hard shot there for Menzies. Again, new rule changes in the series that came out last week, where if you get a specific amount of an incident rating, you will be parked. Explain that once again. That is causing 5 cautions within the race. That's from Jimmy Barr's onboard. But those rules, though, have updated recently. That is Christopher Lynn in the number 84. And Daniel Menzies. He tried to get gas it going, keep it going straight. And he was in 5th gear doing the right thing. And then back into the 84. Couple of drivers in pit road, everyone making their first stop, and it was Josh Susie winning the race off pit road. Let's show you the fastest pit stop time amongst the leaders. We've got a 14.3 that was set by Brett Edwards. So nice stop for the driver of the number 51. And in terms of the pit lane time, we had a 44.2 from Brett Edwards. So best stop of everyone went to the number 51. So we're going to take out another break. We'll be back in 60 seconds. But first, a word from iRacing. We are back here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway getting ready to go back to green after our second caution that came out a couple of laps ago. Wreck involving Jimmy Barr, Christopher Lynn, and Daniel Menzies. A lot of drivers with a tough break as we get ready to go back to green. Let's reset how the field looks. So Susie and Sullivan in row 1, Cruz and Edwards row 2, Dobbs and Fowler row 3, Sikosi and Cope row 4, Dean Webb and Briggs Swope that round out the top 10. Susie selects the outside line for this restart as we get ready to go back to green. 14 laps to go in stage number 1. And man, Susie caught Sullivan sleeping on the restart. Here goes Cruz on the outside looking for P2. The Cruz-Susie rivalry possibly brewing once again here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Again, last week, the two got into it while battling for the lead. Cruz sent Susie around, just hard racing pretty much. However, though, they still managed to finish in the top 2. Cruz winning, Susie second. The remaining single file trying to find the best battle on track for you at home, and it's right here Justin Cope and Mark Sikosi. Sikosi right now is tied for the biggest mover of the race, up 11 spots. Started in the 19th position and running in 8th. But here comes the number 09 of Dean Webb to the inside, carrying that September 11th paint job once again. Again, that is the battle for P8 on the racetrack. Again, field continues to remain strung out, and Chad Sullivan is just within a car length of Josh Susi in the battle for the race lead. Fastest lap so far of the race amongst the drivers. I have a 30.67, which was set by Brian Wiggins earlier, but he's faded back after being involved in that second yellow. Again, him and Menzies made contact earlier on in the race. Brett Edwards up to that rear bumper of Otto Cruz. In fact, Edwards now just set the fastest lap. Excuse me now, that belongs to Sikosi. 30.63 as the field gets strung up. Cruz wants to go to the outside, hoping to get some help from that 51 of Brett Edwards. Edwards looks to the bottom. Doesn't take the bait, though. Now bring Fowler into the battle, and now Otto Cruz back to that middle side of the racetrack, still running in 3rd spot. Now does he try to look to the bottom on Chad Sullivan? Sullivan doesn't take the bait at all. Top 3, nose to tail. And now Cruz up on the rear spoiler. With this long green flag run, fresher tires, we've got a 30.44 set by Mark Sikosi in the number 8. Here you see all the best times on your screen. Cruz goes a little bit up the track, entering turn number 3. Edwards doesn't capitalize yet. Doesn't want to use too much of his tires, but Cruz wants to go, try and get by Sullivan. Again, with this package, it is very tough to pass with 550 horses and high downforce. Why don't we take you on board for a lap with the number 51. See the number 03. Watch Edwards here in turn number 1. And look at that. Nice run to the outside for Brett Edwards. Just lets off barely, so that way that rear end doesn't come out from underneath him. And man, Otto Cruz just faded back big time. All the way back to 5th position after Brett Edwards made the pass on the high side. Very tough to do that here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway with the next-gen cars. And now Brett Edwards trying to do that once again to Chad Sullivan, but just can't get the momentum off of turn 2 to make it stick. There you see Cruz still in front of Sikosi, who was side by side with Patrick Gitter in that 28. Gitter was leading earlier at Milwaukee last week, then lost control of the car, was a part of a wreck. Fell back to, I believe it was the 10th place finish for Patrick Gitter. That it was. He finished in the top 10. He finished in 9th after leading the opening laps of the race. Actually being a part of the battle in the opening laps of the race. Was not a leader at all. For the lead, here we go. Chad Sullivan tried the inside. Didn't pay out. Now Brett Edwards looking for 2nd. All that momentum going to help Susi pull away just a little bit. And 2nd and 3rd losing just a little bit of ground. Oh boy, that's getting close with Fowler. I believe, I want to say him and Sullivan touched off of turn number 2. That got close to being disastrous. So now Edwards and Sullivan remaining in a nice battle for 2nd position. Great view all around the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Edwards still trying underneath on Fowler for 3rd position. Who gets the pass to stick? Now, when Edwards comes off of turn 2, there'll be another driver trying to help him out. That's Justin Cope in the 59, but the high side's getting the greater push down the back straight. And Cope tucks back on the outside line, and Brett Edwards falls back a lot. It's really a game of chicken at the moment. If you go to the inside, you're taking the risk. But a lot of drivers playing chicken right now. They don't want to take the risk of going down to the inside. Ed Fowler, though, makes a pass down low on Chad Sullivan, and he clears him for second spot. Come on, Fowler, get up there. Get up there, or else you're going to get wrecked. There you go. Oh, Sullivan was up there to the outside. And we got 2 laps to go with the stripe for stage number 1. Show you, by the way, who the 10th place car is. It is Dean Webb in the 09. Just half a second in front of Charles Doplin, but 2.6 seconds behind the driver in 9th. And we're going to go 3 wide for second. Cruz nearly shot the gap up the middle as Josh Susi pulls away the guy in front. He's missing a good battle in his rearview mirror. Continuing on, Chad Sullivan second. Do any drivers take any risks when we come to end stage number 1? Fowler, a little loose off of turn number 4 and may lose some time here. Cruz takes away 3rd. Cope takes away 4th. Final lap underway in stage 1. Oh, but Fowler drove it in deep. Chad Sullivan up to the attic in turns 1 and 2. Let's see what happens. Oh, Cruz on the wall. There they go. Are they wrecking Justin Cope? Now it's Cruz, and it's a big one. Watch out for the traffic. The caution is out to end stage 1. You just knew that was going to happen, and Josh Susi comes across the start-finish line. He's your stage 1 winner. It was just bound to happen, and Otto Cruz on lap number 40 is in trouble. We'll have to use the quick repair. We've got the yellow flying. Let's watch it from another angle with Cruz. See what happened off of turn 2. He tried to clear the 29 of Dilt, or the 59 of Cope, excuse me. And comes up, and he tried to save it. He was going to keep it straight, but then once they made contact, that 03 car was going around. Let's give you another angle here from our aerial camera. We'll rewind it actually and show you from turn 3. So we had him clear, but he just got loose off the corner, I think, and opened a hole for the 59, and then it just instantly closed. Let's watch from the rear end of Otto Cruz. Luckily, nobody else was involved in that. A bunch of drivers are still in pit road. Josh Susi is your stage 1 winner. We're going to go to break here, and we will be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Lights are off the pace car. 1 lap to go until we go to the green flag to begin stage number 2. Let's reset the field here for you as we get ready to go to green. Your stage 1 winner was Josh Susi. He selects the inside line on this restart. Chad Sullivan is second. Row 2, it is Mark Sikosi and Brett Edwards. Row 3 is Ed Fowler and Wes Dobbs. We'll show you the rest of the view here from our aerial shot as stuff is all just getting fixed. Dean Webb, Charles Joplin, Alan Hinson, Brian Wiggins round up to the top 10. All 31 drivers still running on track. Some drivers just exiting the pits right now, like Kyle Milliken. And I believe we are going one more lap. And yes, that's the situation. So while we're at it, let's listen to some driver chat.
What are we doing?
I'm trying to figure out who it was. I'm sorry.
It was either me or the 03. Might have been me.
I think it's right, 59. 59, yep. Are we going green now?
Yes, going green is 10 by race control.
Yeah, lane 2.
Alrighty, we're going green this time. Field lined up in 2x2 formation to begin stage number 2. Currently 3 yellows so far in this race. And Josh Susi has led the most laps today, your stage 1 winner. Currently 29 drivers on the lead lap of the 31 that have joined us. Pace car is in, going green this time by Susi, the right to fire first. And again, Sullivan is caught sleeping. Sikosi tucks back in line. He's in third. Brett Edwards is fourth. Wes Dobbs fifth. Ed Fowler sixth. Dean Webb is seventh. Charles Joplin eighth. Alan Hinson ninth. Kayla McCarthy is 10th. Let's see if we got to move down to the inside. Sullivan pulls the quarter panel up. He's inside. Looking for the lead. He's got it just barely at the moment. Who can put the power back down first? It is Sikosi that gives the push to Josh Susi. And Susi remains out front. And this could put Sikosi up in second position. And Sikosi makes the pass work off of turn 2 to take the runner-up spot. Best performance so far by Sikosi this season. And now Brett Edwards again trying the bottom on Chad Sullivan for P3. Oh man, what was that? Brett Edwards, can he save it? He can. I don't know what that was about with the 51. But a nice save by Brett, and he's falling back to 13th position on the track. Meanwhile, back up front, it is Susi and Sikosi, still 1 and 2. Let's go over to 8th position as you see Kayla McCarthy trying to look inside on Alan Hinson. Nice run for Hinson, by the way, last week, a 5th place finish for Alan, and that was his first start in the National Sim Racing League. Kayla trying to make the pass, can't work before the lead. Sikosi inside on Susi, and he's making turn 3 and 4 work for right now. Can he get the pass to work, though? Sullivan is giving the arrow push to Josh Susi, and Sikosi can't get it to stick. Now he's tucked side by side with Sullivan for second. Susi comes down to work with Sikosi in the corners, and Sikosi should clear up for P2. He can't. So Sullivan hanging on to second spot for right now, but Sikosi not giving up. Wes Dobbs in the mix-up, currently in 4th position. Ed Fowler running in 5th. Again, stage 2 will end at lap number 80. Then the yellow will slide the competition caution again. Sikosi fading back after trying to make the pass work. Now Sullivan has pulled up to the rear bumper of Josh Susi. He tries the inside for the lead, but he can't put the power down at all. And now Sikosi, Fowler going for 4th position. Fowler on the line you want to be, but there you saw in 1 and 2 in the background. Susi a higher line than Chad Sullivan, and he's just trying to play defense at the moment as we ride with the 12 from the rear bumper. You see how abrasive this track is. Look how bumpy the tracks are, especially when they're going over those seams. The laps really wear out big time. Their best laps are 37s, 36s. That time by for Susi and company, they were running 31.1s. Sikosi now back in 4th position. Dean Webb tried the inside. Remember, he finished 10th in stage 1. Actually was in 10th until the yellow flag flew. And now we go back over to 3rd spot, where Wes Dobbs is leading the way. Nice run for Wes right now at a 13th place finish. Has not been the best of runs for him this season. And right now is performing very well, only with 2 top 10s this season, 22nd in points for the driver of the number 21. There you see Sikosi again trying that outside line. That is a beautiful scheme. The Butt Kicker Affordable SEO and Marketing. All the sponsors are part of it. And Sikosi taking P4 away. A little bit more side-by-side racing in the back. This is a 7-car freight train at the moment with Charles Joplin in the caboose. Welcoming Charles Joplin, by the way, to the National Sim Racing League. His first start in competition, and a good start for him. Started in 21st and is up 14 spots to 7th place. Back up front, though, Josh Susi continue to lead Chad Sullivan by 0.2 of a second. Let's go to that second pack with Kayla McCarthy and Alan Henson. Henson trying the bottom on McCarthy for P8. Watch Daniel Menzies in 10th position. Remember, he's already been in a yellow so far today. Menzies works with McCarthy, and McCarthy gets Henson at the start-finish line. Again, impressive pack from 9th all the way back. This pack hasn't even figured out where they want to pull away from. All the way back to Briggs 12. This is about an 11-car pack as we speak. And McCarthy still leading it. Alan Henson falling back to Menzies. So Daniel Menzies taking away 9th position. Those drivers are like asking for a wreck at any moment. Let's go back over here as Ed Fowler and Mark Sikosi are going to work. Sikosi currently 3rd in the standings. And he's got right now 3 top 5s and 4 top 10s. However, though, he's been a part of wrecks in almost every race this season. We got a crash, by the way. Christopher Lynn and Josh Aaron. That's below the white line, so we will stay. And now we go to caution. All just because Josh Aaron came back up on the track. An untimed yellow, I would like to call it. Let's look at the replay and see what happened. You're looking at Lynn in the 84. This happens in front with Josh Aaron. And he got bumped. That is Justin Cope in the 59 again. And the 84 in his second wreck of the day with nowhere to go. The 59, a Cope spins out too, so a 3-car spin below the white line. That's why the yellow didn't come out in the first place. And the yellow comes out because... Is it because of Len or is it because of Cope? I believe it's because as Len was moving... Excuse me, as Aaron was moving, Len may have passed him. So that, I believe, is the reason why the yellow, but doesn't make sense unless something else happened that, you know, we aren't aware of. You know what I mean? So turn 2 again. Or I should say the back straightaway at Atlanta, Calamity Corner. If you would call it for a straightaway, Calamity Alley. Give you a couple of onboards here to ride along with. We'll start things off with Christopher Lane. Watch as he just has simply nowhere to go. Just, what can you do? Nothing you can do about it. And let's go from Josh Aaron. It's from his rear bumper. Remember, Cope's already got the front end damage, and likely he'll use a quick repair in this situation. Everyone's in pit road. Let's see who wins the race off pit road. And we got a crash as well on pit road with the 89 machine. As I believe this is a long stop for Sikosi. It was Charles Joplin that went around, and the race off pit road is won by Josh Susi. Very long stop for the 8. I am not sure what happened there on pit road that led it to be long. Let's rewind it and see what happened. Again, I don't like to do rewind. I like to cut directly back. Ah, watch this. Overshot its pit box and suffered left front damage. That's a tough break for Mark Sikosi. So one driver stayed out. That is Briggs Swope. He is your race leader. We will step away for a little bit. When we come back, we're going to go back to green here at Atlanta. We're ready to go back to green here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. There you see the top 5 on your screen. When we come back to green, we want you to do a favor. Turn up that volume because it's going to be time to crank it up with 100 laps to go at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. That got close with Kayla McCarthy making some contact. My goodness, Brig Swope is an accident waiting to happen. No offense at all. But look at this field. And there it goes. Marinaro around and hard in the outside wall. There's the yellow.
Check out her pace car. Check out her pace car.
Hughes, my bad, my brakes suck.
That is William Farmer, by the way, in the 95. Brian Pressler. First guy, though, of course, Terry Marinaro. And that car is junk, and that could be the end to his night. Go to a replay and see what brought the yellow out. There you see it. Right there is some net code from the 15. Apparently they wrecked as well. There's William Farmer. Another driver got involved, I believe, was Brian Pressler. So I like to see what happened to him, but it was all pretty much because of that huge stack-up effect. As Pressler in the number 67 runs up high. Locked up the brakes just to miss it. But let's watch from the restart. And we're going to show you the 2 laps here. With the 7 of Brig Swope. This is why when you are the leader and you're a slower car on the track, this is why you try to avoid stuff like this to happen, because it's going to come back to haunt you. Because you're accordioning up the field when you're a slower car on the track. See, this is why drivers don't like this when they're battling for the lead, when faster cars are battling for the lead. So this is, remember, this lap was complete. But then watch the 24 here of Kayla McCarthy. This was a 3-wide situation. See, they touch there. They make a nice save. 41 comes down to the 7. Then, see, look at that. Swope is an accident waiting to happen. Marinaro stays in the back. And then there was a car on the wall. So, yeah. And pretty much ends Marinaro's night, and same goes for William Farmer, who was the one that got into the wall. And no offense to Brig Swope, but I'm just saying this is why you avoid stuff like this. So why don't we listen to some audio of race control of the drivers?
To a degree.
Hey, race control. Did you ever figure out who spun me 2 cautions ago?
Every time I go to look at that video, you know how sometimes iRacing, when you look at a clip, when you rewind it or click, it blacks it out and like takes cars off the track. That's what it did for me. I couldn't see it.
While we're at it, by the way,
It's like during that whole wreck, it just took them cars, and as soon as it ended, then I could see all the cars. I couldn't see exactly who were seen it. I tried to figure it out.
while we're at it, by the way, to our viewers watching on twitch.tv/Mario Sakala and the Facebook page at National Sim Racing League, let us know who you're rooting for and where you are watching from. We got Camden Jester in chat rooting for Tyler Isley. He's got a lot of fans in the National Sim Racing League. Isley currently running. He's been quiet in this race so far. Well, he's got some front-end damage. I just noticed that. Currently in 29th.
Yeah, okay.
I'll say it was literally it was a racing deal. I will say I know Coke was in it, but he didn't cause that.
If it's a racing incident, dude, there's no reason for an EOL. If someone deliberately something happens, you can tell. Obviously, it gets an EOL. If it's just a racing incident, it's hard to tell. Dude. There's no point in struggling over it.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying.
Surprised Morris has not looked at the broadcast footage and can see that we saw it. So we go back to green here to put 69 laps up on the board. Josh Susie, the leader, with Wes Dobbs second. Dean Webb is third. Ed Fowler fourth. Alan Hinson and Caleb McCarthy in row number 3. Patrick Gitter, Jeremy Edwards, row 4. Charles Joplin and Daniel Menzies round out the top 10. This time for Susi, this is interesting. He selects the inside line for this restart. And catches Dobbs sleeping. Dean Webb goes right to third. Excuse me, right to second. Dobbs goes back to third. Kayla McCarthy trying the inside. She gets the draft. And the Queen of Texas takes P3 away. Susi dropping down to the inside. That's an interesting move to try and cut the air off of Dean Webb and defend the lead. Of the new team that Kayla McCarthy, Josh Susi, and Tyler Isley formed, I was given word of this earlier today. And they have formed KTS Motorsports. You've got Josh Susi leading, Kayla McCarthy third, Tyler Isley back in 26th. We have 9 laps to go in stage number 2, and Dean Webb is all over Josh Susi for the lead. And look at his hood as well. Those are all the names that were killed in the September 11th terrorist attacks. That is awesome. Gotta love the patriotism in this country. It is absolutely incredible. Brian Wiggins, by the way, just ran the fastest lap of the race at a 30.42. Wiggins is in 12th position. Again, hanging around mid-pack throughout most of this race, though, as we continue to watch Susi and Webb go at it for the race lead. Just had a change in 10th position. Mark Sikosi passing Daniel Menzies, makes the pass stick. Oh, Wiggins up in the wall. And when you hit the wall of one of these things, that car gets really loose and you have a good chance of losing control. But a good job saving it. Chad Sullivan takes away 12th. Auto Cruz has been quiet ever since the accident to end stage number 1. Currently in 14th spot. He was running well up front, and then the wreck has really put him down to manual. Meanwhile, look at the mess up here. Patrick Gitter and Ed Fowler for 5th position, and Fowler makes the pass on Gitter. Got close to being disastrous. Gitter, though, has a friend. That's the Nowski Motorsports teammate of Jeremy Edwards trying to work. Charles Joplin, after spinning on pit road, is in 8th spot. Alan Hinson is 9th. Daniel Menzies is the last car on the top 10. And now he's back to 11th. Sikosi taking the spot away in the draft, working with Chad Sullivan. Again, top 10 awarding stage points. So Susi continues to lead. 5 to go in the stage. You've got Wes Dobbs over Kayla McCarthy for P3. He's right on board with the 21. We have a higher line you can see here as well. Do we have it? Nope, I don't think we do have it, so apologies for that. Thought we were able to show you the driver inputs. So what do you do here if you're Dean Webb? Obviously, Susi's got a friend, that being Kayla McCarthy in 3rd position. They will work together up on the outside where Webb can't get any help at all. And Gitter and Fowler are still working on each other for P5, and now Wes Dobbs is stuck in the middle of it. Now look at Gitter. He does have some front-end damage. Remember, he lifted the 2 of Matthew Hughes up in the air. It was a big wreck. Probably the biggest wreck we've had so far today, coming at the start of the race. See behind them a couple of other drivers getting loose in turn number 2. Pit road will be closed when the leader comes across the start-finish line. Can Susi hold off and win the stage? 24 points behind on Jeremy Edwards. And he has had the most stage wins of anyone this season, if I recall correctly. And there goes Gitter on Dobbs for 4th. Can it work? Meanwhile, behind him, oh, car on the wall, it's Fowler, comes down, and a Joplin, and there they go, Joplin upside down. Will that bring the yellow out? As of right now, it does not. But it could here. Keeps it going. And now the caution's out. So 2 stages into the race, and we ended under caution. And it's Josh Susi that wins the stage. But a late yellow, and Calamity Alley strikes once again, this time with Charles Joplin. They were running inside the top 10 with that team, the 89, and the debut went from good to bad on pit road to being worse on his lid. I'll show you in slow-mo and see the main cause of what happened. Ed Fowler got in the wall, and then, man, great camera work by our team at the right spot on his roof, and up and over he goes. That may not even need a quick repair, by the way. He will need one if he wants to be fast at the end of the race. If you want to see what that was like, let's go on the gyro cam. It's not the wreck you really want to see. Trying to gather up here. On how this officially started. Of course, it was Joplin that was involved first. This will give us another good angle. Edwards and Fowler came together, and Joplin nowhere to go. So 6th yellow of the race, and Dean Webb wins the race off pit road as the leader. Kayla McCarthy 2nd, and Josh Susi facing some pressure early on. Back into 3rd. Let's show you the fastest pit stop time amongst the leaders. It went to Patrick Gitter with a 14.6. Let's go amongst the top 10. Why don't we do that? Of the top 10 drivers, Kyle Milliken with a 6.8 second stop. But amongst the drivers on pit road, there is a 44.07 by Dean Webb. That was an incredible stop. All right, we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we'll have the restart for stage number 3.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, What you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt kicker. The future is feeling.
We welcome you back to the Hotlanta 250 for the National Sim Racing League. There you see your top 10 in terms of pit stops. Next week, the National Sim Racing League goes to North Wilkesboro Speedway. Throwback style for the Carolina 200. 200 laps around. Start time 8:45 p.m. on the short track. That should be a lot of fun. So we get ready to go back to green to begin stage number 3. We are past halfway at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Dean Webb leads, selects the outside line for this restart, fires later, and now he goes. Caleb McCarthy, my goodness, slept in very late to the afternoon. And now is just relying on a push from Josh Susie. First time really today where we haven't seen Susie lean a lot. Actually, here goes McCarthy down to the inside. What a push from Josh Susie, taking her to the lead. Dean Webb falls back to third on the restart thanks to the teammates of Caleb McCarthy and Josh Susie going 1-2. Susie almost took her out there. But now what do you do here if you're the 12? Do you look inside to make the pass? I think he plays defense until the final laps when he has to go to offense. Everyone utilizing the high side on the exit of turn 2 amongst the lead single file line. Dean Webb trying to go a groove higher than Josh Susie on the exit to gain some momentum. Set up a pass entering turn 1, but Susie again with the picture perfect defense. Yellow lights are on, and Mark Sikosi has had a big one in turn 1.
Weird.
That is Milliken as well in the 42. So again, a big wreck for them, and we're going to look at the replay and see what brought this yellow flag out. Milliken was loose off of turn 4. That's where the wreck started. And comes down into the 8 of Sikosi. In the inside wall they go.
Pace car is going into 3.
And being in stage 3, that'll likely mean a quick repair for Mark Sikosi. See it in real time. Sikosi even clipped the grass. Look at all the drivers. Oh, they wrecked ahead of him. It was too hard to tell who it was. We watched for Sikosi. Ah, he just absolutely did not see it coming. And if I were to guess the car that he clipped, not Tyler Isley, it may have been Josh Aaron. Wasn't Matthew Hughes either. So a bunch of cars in pit road. Let's listen to some audio communications.
Outside.
Leader's taking top. Leader's taking top.
All right, thank you.
Very interested to see what Kayla McCarthy is going to do
Oh, Menzies is having, you're having yourself a really good race today, sir.
on the restart. See what McCarthy and Susie do. Yes, Menzies having a good day after the yellow. After that second yellow.
Go on, 89. Look, I'm just apologizing, y'all. I'm just having technical difficulties on my, I don't know if it's iRacing or on my side. It's just, I'm having a hard time. When I click on cars, they blink in and out. I'm having a just hard time with watching replays right now. I'm really trying, y'all.
So we get ready to go back to green after our 7th caution. 90 laps are complete. McCarthy and Susie in row number 1. Gitter and Webb row 2. Dobbs and Sullivan row 3. Cruz and Brett Edwards in row 4. Jimmy Bart and Fowler round out the top 10. Field coming through turns 3 and 4. And McCarthy selected the outside, gets the right to fire first. She's the control car into the restart box. Here we go. And should immediately come down low in front of Susie. Yes, she does. Gitter tucks back in 3rd. Dean Webb stays put in 4th position. First side-by-side action you see is behind them, with Jimmy Barnett Fowler in the battle for 9th. Look at the push by Susie to McCarthy to defend Patrick Gitter. Susie on the outside, comes back in low, had to let off briefly, so she wouldn't go for a pass on McCarthy. But Patrick Gitter wants to get up to his former teammates big time, and Susie, all he's just doing right now is defensive driving. Oh, man, Gitter almost had a hole open up there above Susie. That got very close. You're right on board with the number 28. Man, trying everything to get the pass to stick. But as they are duking at a big time, as now Gitter's got to run on the outside as the top 2 working well together. Let's see if this sticks out. Here comes Gitter up on the outside. He takes 2nd from Susie. Now he wants the lead from Kayla. Gitter and Webb working well together, and they're 2x2 for the top spot. Gitter to the lead for the first time today. Clears McCarthy to the point. First time today since the opening laps where he have, oh, Susie, he's off. Oh, man, he just got really loose. First time today where we have yet to see a KJT team lead since the opening laps when our pole sitter started off right. Now McCarthy wants the lead back to the inside. She goes for the lead. Had a nice bump draft with Patrick Gitter. McCarthy trying to get it, but the help's coming up on the outside. There you see it. Susie, by the way, in some deep doo-doo all the way back to 8th position. Look who passed him. Auto Cruz. Look, he's going to try and fight back for 7th spot. Let's crank it up for you here at Atlanta. There they go. Car around Wes Dobbs, Calamity Alley once again. Luckily, it was a solo car wreck. And also, Auto Cruz gained a piece of it. The front end is damaged. He faces even more trouble now. And I don't think we have the opportunity to show you the yellow with Wes Dobbs' spin. Here's a replay. Man. We're going to rewind the footage and look at the aerial shot and see how it looked in slow motion. So we're going to take this frame by frame. Man, it's tough. They just hooked right into each other. That's probably a racing deal. Leaders are in the pits. However, though, the top 7 stayed out, and they will have 20 laps of worn tires. That, of course, will definitely provide an interesting strategy to many. So Chad Sullivan is the race leader as we go back to green. 99 laps are complete. We're going to go to a break. Stay with us. welcome back to the Old School League. We have reached 102 laps and put them on the board.
Right. Everyone, I just blinked out super bad. I didn't know where I was.
And again, while we were at it, we would like to take this opportunity to thank our great sponsors of the National Sim Racing League: Autopilot Solar Solutions, Affordable SEO and Marketing, Speed Demon Setups, Butt Kicker, Elevated Outdoors, and our newest sponsor, Outsiders Racing Routes. If we even just want to check something. Something tells me I don't even think I've seen their logo yet tonight. I don't even think we have it. Apologies to Outsiders Racing Raps. I thought we had you guys. And you should be on there now. Perfect. All right. Let's try this again as we go back to the green flag. Here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, 102 laps will go up on the board this time as the top 8 stayed out. Chad Sullivan brings them back to green. Good restart over Jimmy Barr again. Watch the drivers from 9th on back very closely. With 20 laps of fresher tires, even with the way Atlanta is, they should be able to get back up there in no time. You see Sullivan in the foreground, breaking the draft off of Jimmy Barr. Let's put a nice gap as the field's starting to turn into a little bit of a mess right now. Briggs Swope in 6th position. Dean Webb passing Matthew Hughes for 7th. Tyler Isley 5th. Chris Lind is 4th. Alan Hinson 3rd. Jimmy Barr is 2nd. And Jimmy Barr to the inside for the lead. He's got no help, though. He may tuck back in line if he can just clear Alan Hinson, but he just can't. A thundering herd of race car drivers entering turn number 3, going at dangerous speeds of nearly 200 miles an hour. Hinson keeping 2nd. Isley on the outside. He wants 3rd position. Not surprising, though, the drivers that took fresher tires are way behind in this pack. Look at guys like the first one on fresher tires is Brett Edwards. Let's go on board with him as he's stuck 3 wide. Behind him, actually. Edwards, by the way, just trying to make his way up. He's had a good race so far, up in the 5th position. Got in the grass earlier in the tri-oval and made a great save earlier. As Sullivan's defending all the way high, Hinson's trying to go to the inside. Couple of drivers going below the apron. Biggest pack we have seen all day today in Atlanta. And it's getting very good. Hinson trying the bottom for the race lead on Chad Sullivan. He's got the help, though, from Briggs Swope, up in 5th position. That's the highest he's ever been past a restart. And Sullivan all the way up high. What's that going to do for guys like Alan Hinson and Tyler Isley? Sullivan's doing a great job playing defense. Look at the 3 wide mid-pack here. Oh my, Jimmy Barr is fading back big time. Going back, back, back. Same with Briggs Swope. This has, oh man, that contact had an accident waiting to happen. And now, Isley for the lead on Chad Sullivan. Are the fans about to go wild here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway? They won't when they see a big wreck happen. Around goes Patrick Gitter in the 28. And we've got carnage. Heavy contact for Gitter as the caution is out again. Ah. Well, stand by as we get you a replay of what just happened. Watch what happens off of turn 2 with that 28 of Gitter. Does he get the wall? No, the 51 gets the wall. Just went to the right, and Gitter had no place to go. And takes a sledgehammer shot with all 4 wheels off of the ground. And they were even crashing ahead of him. Just going to watch this again. We're going to watch this in real time and then go through over in iRacing and see the other drivers that were involved. So you saw Edwards, the 2 just trying to dodge it. With just the 51 and the 28. Surprisingly, that was not a bigger wreck. I don't know how it wasn't, but man, that was too close for comfort. And it was too close for comfort. Let's go to Gitter Zomber, and we also have Brett Edwards. I believe that is the first accident that Brett Edwards has been involved in. Gitter will have to use this quick repair here without question. As those, I believe, that stayed out all pitting in this time. Actually, one driver currently on one of the longest stints so far. That is Tyler Isley, the 15, who will restart out in the race lead. And Josh Susi, after all of that craziness that just went down, is currently in second spot. So he could get back in the race lead here. And let's listen to some audio while we're at it. Susi's actually fading to the back, I think. That's interesting.
Gotta make a call. I thought it was a racing deal, but, you know, it's your call, so I respect it.
They've taken Susi to the back? Hold up, what? Ah, Susi was behind.
I'll be taking it inside.
Alright, Tyler. Thank you.
I'm going to watch this from the extreme slow-mo. Yeah, off the front bumper. And Josh Susi drops to the back. That's a tough break. So we'll have 51 laps to go. We come back to green. Ninth yellow. Hopefully we can get a pit stop run in.
Go ahead, 23.
As we are ready to go back to green this time. Isley leads. He'll be the control car for this restart. Last pitted on lap 88. Dean Webb second, Justin Cope third, Wes Dobbs fourth, Auto Cruz fifth, Brian Presler sixth, Chad Sullivan seventh, Alan Hinson eighth, Brian Wiggins ninth, and Jimmy Barr 10th position. Isley fires, and we're back to green. Oh, Isley! Did he just get the grass? I think he just did. That is something we've never seen before on a restart. And he is going back, back, back. He may go outside the top 10 from that restart. But the leader is Justin Cope, and Dean Webb is looking for the lead. Behind them, you've got Chad Sullivan inside on Wes Dobbs, and Sullivan takes away 4th position and now trying to get Otto Cruz. Brian Wiggins up in that pack as well in 6th position. He likes fast laps. And I believe he's got the fastest lap of the race at a 30.42, and he does. Just barely, but the top 2 currently pulling away. And this could be a battle for the lead in a little bit between Justin Cope and Dean Webb. Justin Cope, your race leader, 6th in points. With only 1 top 5, but 4 top 10s this season. Dean Webb making his 3rd start. Both of them looking for their first win, the only winners we have had this season. Josh Zusi, Tyler Isley, Mark Cook, and Otto Cruz. Alan Crowell won a duel earlier this season, and the Clash went to Mark Cook. So again, that's the battle we were watching closely. Let's go behind them. It's a great battle for 7th spot, side-by-side racing between Jimmy Barr and Brian Presler. Ellen Hinson also in the mix-up too. We got a big pack here led by Caleb McCarthy. That's the peloton at the moment. Oh boy, that 006, first time we mentioned his name today, Joseph Burgess, almost gave Brett Edwards a heart attack. And another car almost giving people a heart attack, that being Justin Dills in the 23. But this pack, once again, is an accident waiting to happen. Meanwhile, 2 packs have merged into 1. Chad Sullivan and Otto Cruz, even when side by side, have caught up to Dean Webb and Justin Cope. They're battling for 3rd spot. Sullivan still trying the inside. He's up to his quarter panel. Behind them, Brian Wiggins and Wes Dobbs for 5th spot on track. Webb just being patient for right now, staying behind Justin Cope. Cope had a nice run at the Daytona 300, the season opener, with a top 5 finish. And the number 59, it was a tough finish as well. Drivers trying to make passes, but was just really too late. Well, for 3rd spot here, Otto Cruz, after spinning out earlier. And even as well with rear end damage, our winner from last week at Milwaukee. Oh, there goes Wiggins! Wiggins up in the wall! Off of Wes Dobbs, they save it. The field checking up. And I don't think they're happy with each other. Wes Dobbs, I don't even think has it officially saved yet. And now this is an accident waiting to happen. Oh my, they may go 4 wide. They're 3 wide. Tyler Isley sent it in top shelf following the restart there. Oh, this could get scary. Oh boy, yep, it goes. Wes Dobbs, Ed Fowler, Mark Sikosi. Apologies for the language of Fowler. That was coming. Ah. Come on, man. Come on, drivers. Use your damn heads. Again, you just knew that was coming. Gonna go back a couple of laps here.
Race door and 4.
And excuse us there. We're going to start things off here in real time. And start when Brian Wiggins and Wes Dobbs were battling for a position on the track. And Wiggins just simply came up. The 2 touched. Oh, that's how it first started. That was a lap before, and we missed that actually. So then we go a lap later. That's clean there. And then we're going to go back another lap later. Hopefully this is the right spot. I may have rewinded too early here, so who knows. You see there, that's the situation there at the first place. There's a lot of net code there, and then we'll go back and watch Wes stops, and then we'll switch the camera angles here and go a lap later. This was, again, an accident waiting to happen. When they went 3 wide, you know this was going to get bad. I had Fowler in the middle. And now we'll go slow-mo here. Who started the fire? Fowler just had no room and comes down into Dobbs. That could be Dawes' night. Sikosi nowhere to go. Look at the 05 car up in the air. 2-car of Hughes also involved. We're going to watch some onboards here. Matthew Hughes, look at what it's like to race in a pack. That's pretty scary. Here's what it's like to be in a pack. And watch Fowler's car go up in the air. It's like doing a wheelie. So I believe the lights are off this time, and your top 8 stayed out. Again, trying to play strategy there of 20 laps of Warner tires. I think right now, everyone can make it to the finish. And that is how it is looking right now. Everyone can make it to the finish, but you know everyone's going to go for fresher tires. They'll make, if we get more yellows, they'll make the pit stops without question. So Auto Cruz is the race leader. We'll have 40 laps to go. Actually, we are at 40 laps to go. We'll have 39 on the restart. Cruz selects the outside line, and he's got Chad Sullivan next to him. Why is Brett Edwards not up there in that 51? Get up there. Tighten up, Brett. Tighten up. We're back to green. Oh, car loose, and that's Pear, I believe. Or was that Isley again? I could not tell who it was as we are back to green. Cruz holds serve. Brett Edwards takes second from Chad Sullivan. Sullivan tries to get back in the draft, but Jimmy Barr has a huge head of steam. Looking for third and needs to be able to take it. He's up on the outside. The draft was coming lower in the corners. And now for fifth spot, Edwards and Dilts. McCarthy's in the mix-up. Same with Justin Cope, Josh Susi trying to recover from the penalty. And for second, meanwhile, Brett Edwards and Chad Sullivan going to work. Edwards tries to peek down low. Nobody working with him, but Chad Sullivan just had the room on the outside all the way up in the marbles. And he got loosey-goosey. Back to fourth. Could be 3 wide with Edwards here. Jimmy Barr now looks for second spot. Nice recovery after nearly scraping the wall, which was just centimeters away from doing that. And look at this wad in the pack. 2 by 2, and now the 29 up in the wall he goes. Almost came down to Dean Webb. A nice job by Sullivan to keep that there. Oh no, there they go. Gosh! You can't be freaking serious. I don't even know what to say about this. This is starting to get ridiculous. Okay. We go from the aerial shot. And show you that some of the drivers here are just getting way too aggressive. Dean Webb and Jeremy Edwards making contact there first. Edwards comes down into the 23 of Justin Dilt. And Edwards then just gets loose. Kayla McCarthy involved. Gosh, this racing sometimes just pisses me off. Don't know how they saved it here, but Chad Sullivan getting the worst of it. My gosh. This race is starting to get out of hand. Chad Sullivan's on board. Siri just talked to me. Shut up, Siri. Sullivan with nowhere to go there. And this is just a race full of mayhem. That's what it is. We're going to step aside here and go to break. Just about 30 laps to go here. Auto Cruise leads it.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Listening to audio right now.
From the way I watched that replay. I watched it more than 3 times. That's what it looked like to me. Because to me, the 09 could have gave a lot more room than he did, period.
Yeah, 57. I'll drop that.
Key up 67. Where you at?
Right here.
So going back to green, we'll have 31 laps to go. And Auto Cruz, I believe, will be the race leader, and Josh Susi is second. This is an interesting row number 1. So definitely watch this row closely, unless Susi is the leader, selected the outside lane. We'll definitely know who the control car is on this restart. 11 yellows in the race. The drivers may not think there's a lot of yellows, but this race has just gone wild. Cruz is the control car as we go back to green. Susi was caught sleeping, so he stays in second position, but defends well on Justin Cope. No one really trying the inside. They got all the momentum, the top 4. Tyler Isley makes the pass work on Justin Dilts, and for the lead, here comes Susi. To the inside, working with Justin Cope, and we're on Josh Susi. It's back out front. Easy pass made. Cruz was the big loser in all of that. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me right now? Are you really kidding me? Josh Aaron is toast. Can we please get some dang racing? Aaron gets the wall, not using his head. Don't know how there's no major one there. And then there's the net code bump from Brett Edwards. I don't even know. Sikosi involved. A lot of drivers just... I don't know. I don't know. Good try. Aaron in the wall. My gosh. You gotta be kidding me. Aaron and Brett Edwards, use your head. $12 yellows in the race. 12 yellows at a track like Atlanta. I don't know. Right to audio.
Happened now.
That was all on the 77.
Better be all in the 77.
Yeah, and the blinkers out here too, so keep your eyes open.
Who else is blinking 67?
I can race them. I mean, they're blinking, but they're good with me. I'm not good.
I think it's a server thing. Everyone started blinking.
That's what I'm having issues. Like I said, I've been having issues with the iRacing itself here tonight, so it could be a server thing.
More than likely it is, because everybody was blinking there for a little bit.
So that explains my issues I've been having tonight. That it's not just me. Okay, that makes me feel better. Because I was feeling bad about it and upset about it. Feeling like I wasn't doing my job right.
You're doing good, man. Just get his last 25 laps in.
Hopefully that's what mine is. I've never blinked before. I mean, I believe you. I'm just trying to figure out what it is.
Do you have people on Wi-Fi in the house? That could be part of the issue.
Who?
Yeah,
Might have them get off the Wi-Fi and see if that helps anything.
yeah, I understand.
I've had to do the same thing, so don't feel bad, man.
Okay, here we go. Camden Jester in chat rooting for Tyler Isley saying, uh-oh. And we are having some technical difficulties, so we will go to break here, and we'll be right back. We're back, and we apologize for those technical difficulties on iRacing's end. I think we'll just say there was a pop-up thunderstorm that came in through the area. Anyway, Josh Susie leads. Justin Cope is in second. Kayla McCarthy third. Auto Cruz fourth. Tyler Isley fifth. Justin Dilt sixth. Daniel Menzies is seventh. Alan Hinson now seventh. Daniel Menzies eighth. Alan Crowell ninth. And Joseph Burgess in 10th. Again, apologies for those glitches. Luckily, it is all fixed. And we're ready to go back to green with 25 laps to go. Susie gets the right to fire first for the first time in a while in this race, and here we go. Justin Cope caught sleeping, works with Kayla McCarthy, up to second spot. Tyler Isley gets up there in third, and Justin Cope fourth. Auto Cruz back in pit spot. Remember, he hasn't pitted since lap 100. Trying to use one less set, and maybe even if we get a yellow, go for a fresher set to the end. Top six, all single file. Then you've got a whole bunch of cars. Alan Crowell up at the top 10 for the first time in a while. Now Jimmy Barr, Matthew Hughes go for 12th. Wow, Kayla McCarthy, Josh Susie working with each other. Let's go back here. Alan Hinson, Justin Diltz have had some good recoveries so far in this race today. So Hinson, his second start up in 7th spot. Justin Diltz, main guy in charge of the National Sim Racing League, running in 8th position. Go and try and find the closest battle up here. We go over to 14th spot. Brett Edwards beat by Tom Parrott. Parrott just enjoying the grind right now, just riding it out. Just hoping a bunch of mistakes happen in front and then he can make his way out to the end. Tyler Isley up in third. It is the KST drivers, whatever the initials are. 1, 2, and 3 with 22 to go. Trying to keep Justin Cope out of the top 3 and make the top 3 race themselves in the final 5 laps. Got a 5th car in here. How about Daniel Menzies? What a performance for him today. This is the best run for him this season. He's been in so many wrecks this season. Last week, didn't even participate to avoid all the wreckage. Ah, great. It's, let me see, wreckage. This happens. Son of a gun. This ain't a surprise. Can I please just have some long run racing? That's all I ask. All I ask. Charles Joplin, what'd you do? It was a good debut for him, and then when he started flipping, it's just gone haywire. Paul Smeraldo. A lot of net code. 89 goes around. I don't want races being a war of attrition, though. That's the thing. All right. And a bunch of drivers are coming into the pits for 4 tires. Let's get one more look in real time. And we'll also ride along here from the rear end of Joplin. So, a couple of drivers pitting. First one off of pit road is Wes Dobbs with 20 laps to go. Pit on lap 135. You got Mark Sikosi on 137. Justin Diltz, though, on 143, just pitted. Maybe a driver you want to watch closely. He's got one of the cleaner cars on track with 22 laps of fresher tires. Could be a contender in the final laps. Josh Susi, the race leader. And we will take one final break, and when we come back, we're going to take you right to the finish. Stay with us.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Race chatter before we go green. All right, here we go. 17 laps to go. Will this be it? 17 to the end. We'll have to see. Susie will bring them back down for the restart. Good restart by Susie. Will tuck in front of Kayla McCarthy. And for third position, Tyler Isley looking down low on Justin Cope. There's the pass. It sticks. It is JKT 1, 2, 3. Menzies now side by side with Hinson, who takes away fifth. Cope now trying to fight back. He wants third place back from Tyler Isley. 16 to go. And now Menzies in trouble. Here comes Jimmy Barr down to the inside. Barr up to 6th position. How about this? 4 of your top 6 drivers, I'll say 5 of your top 7 actually, are up double digits. Kayla McCarthy up 15 spots from the start. Tyler Isley up 17. Henson up 10. Jimmy Barr is up 15 with 15 to go. It's been a crazy race so far, and Kayla McCarthy trying to get a run off of turn 2. That's not going to work. Let's see what Tyler Isley does about it. You've got 9 cars in this pack that has a chance of winning it, and Tom Para somehow, some way, has made his way up here. Christopher Lane rebounding on the outside of Menzies for 7th position. They're double file though behind your top 2. Tyler Isley faces a challenge from Alan Henson. Down to the bottom, they are 3 wide. That's Jimmy Barr all the way down to the bottom of the track. 3 wide hasn't worked out really well today. It's going to lose the momentum, cut the air off big time. Huge dirty air from this pack, and it's split into 2. Top 4 breaking away with Justin Cope in the back.
I mean, is that 5?
Daniel Menzies is in the pits, and around he
Oh,
goes.
no, he's cutting everybody off.
Can we keep it green? No yellow for right now, and he's going to keep it straight. And down on the apron, what a tough break for Menzies. Had a great run going, and he toes it to the pits. Meanwhile, Susie with a 0.4 of a second lead, and Tyler Isley fighting for second. Is this the time where there are no team orders? This shouldn't be the time, in my opinion. And McCarthy's going to go back a bunch of spots. Justin Cope takes away 3rd, and McCarthy tucks up high. Henson and Barr duke it out for 5th. For those wondering where Tom Para was, he is back in 12th. I think he got a piece of that, and he did. Moderate left side damage, and same to the rear. Here's your top 3. Nose to tail. McCarthy losing the draft in 4th. Same with Henson, Barr, Lynn. Oh, wait. Yellow out. Not surprising. But I don't have a crash report. So we'll pause it right here. And we will digest how this yellow came out. We're going to go into the iRacing software and see who and where spun. Just waiting for the pace lights to come on. There we go. And I don't see anything. You've got to be joking with me. There was no wreck and the yellow flew. So this is the fun flag of the night. A bunch of drivers are in pit road as well. Tom Pera led the way in. So, we've got 9 laps to go, and we have 8 or 9 drivers pitting, but they likely all have damage of some sorts. So with 9 to go, and Josh Susi may have concerns of fuel. He pitted on lap 121. The one's in 5th gear. Isley doesn't sound like he's saving. Neither is Cope or Kayla McCarthy. Henson pitted on 109. I don't know how he's gone this long. Excuse me, Chris Lynn pitted on lap 121. I don't know how he's going this long, but for Susi, there may be concerns of fuel. That is interesting. This is in the field to race chatter. So a 6-lap shootout as we go back to green. And just the main question here is, who do you like? This restart's about to get crazy. Susi, Isley, McCarthy, teammates, your top 3, with Justin Cope 4th. Christopher Lynn is 5th. Remember Alan Hinson, who's 6th. He has not pitted since lap 109. The top 5 haven't pitted since lap 121. Susi was pushing the clutch in like he had fuel concerns. Here we go as we go back to green. Top 3 get an equal restart, but Cope is challenging McCarthy for 3rd, who's got a better car than the Queen of Texas. McCarthy just tucks back in line in front of Alan Hinson. And it's about to get intense, ladies and gentlemen. They're 3 wide for 7th. Brett Edwards, Otto Cruz, and Justin Diltz. 3 wide hasn't worked a lot today. And we've got 5 laps left. Please don't anyone make a mistake. Can we go the distance? Diltz looking. That doesn't work. Meanwhile, Justin Cope is all over. Tyler Isley for second, but McCarthy wants the bottom. Door is shut. Nowhere to go. You just can't make a move right now with high downforce and 550. 4 laps left in the Hotlanta 250. Josh Susi has had the fastest car all day. Lost the lead earlier at one point to a couple of other drivers. Won the first 2 stages of the race and is looking for win 3 on the season. Tyler Isley looking for win 2. He won the Daytona 300 earlier this year. Susi washes up the track to try and play defense. 3 laps to go at Atlanta. You've got 3 cars under a blanket trying to win it. A yellow will change everything. The pack is definitely spread out. As Charles Joplin that just exited pit road. 2 sticks up in the air this time. 2 to go. It's a 1/10 of a second gap between Josh Susi and Tyler Isley. A battle. One's going for win 3, one for win 2. And now Kayla McCarthy back in the battle for 3rd position with Justin Cope. It is now a 4-car freight train for the win. Behind them, it is for 6th, Otto Cruz and Alan Henson. Cope is dropped out of this. Coming down to Josh Susi and Tyler Isley. This time by, white flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. Josh Susi versus Tyler Isley. Who is going to get the win? Half a car length between Josh Susi and Tyler Isley. If McCarthy can get by Justin Cope, it's a 1-2-3 finish for the JTK team. A car spun down the back straightaway, did not bring the caution out before the white flag. Tyler Isley, one last chance in turn number 3 and 4, but it's not going to work. Final corner, win 3 of the season. Goes to Josh Susi, wins the Hotlanta 250. Isley 2nd, Cope 3rd, McCarthy 4th, and Justin Diltz rounds out the top 5. So your race controller in the Powerhouse Racing League, racing tomorrow night at Fontana, his 3rd win this season. The spin, by the way, was for Brett Edwards.
It was a rough one, but good job, everybody.
We'll keep having fun.
So Josh Susi is about to light him up until he blows the engine.
I look forward to more. Yeah, if anybody's got any suggestions or anything they want to talk about, more welcome coming to Discord. We'll be in here. Yeah, looking forward to more.
Great job, Sushi. Great job, guys. Y'all are fantastic.
So the donuts for Josh Susi. So as he celebrates, let's start off with our 3rd place finisher, Justin Cope, as Cope lides in a plume of smoke. Justin, just walk us through your race. Obviously, that was an insane one.
Yeah, it's kind of a rough start for myself. Finally got it together about halfway through and got back up towards the front, stayed in clean air,
Overrun there,
away from everybody else.
Appreciate you working.
Absolutely. Who you want to give shout-outs to tonight on your performance?
I just think everybody's putting it on, everybody's showing up.
Alrighty. Justin, with a few words to say, though, nice run tonight.
Shit.
So Justin Cope with a 3rd place finish. Let's go to Tyler Isley finishing 2nd. Tyler, I know you were looking for win number 2 on the day, but was it at the same time just trying to push Josh Susi to the win, or were you trying to go for it?
You know, it was really just get us out front and see what we could do with it. We had a really good setup tonight. Got to thank Johnny Taylor for putting it together. I want to thank SBR Motorsports for pulling me onto their team. on their main race team, not in this league. And also want to thank CDH Designs and Preston for making the paint scheme tonight. But yeah, really cool to get back into the top 5. It's been a while, and I'd have been cool right where I was, and even if I was third pushing the other two across the line, I'd have been fine with it. So it was a fun night overall.
How dominant was the team? Just you guys were leading at some point, and you guys were even 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been up there without a strategy call, so I'm gonna credit that one. Just with some strategy, had to find a way back up there after running in the back for most of the day, getting caught up in a couple of wrecks. So just thankful it worked out, and yeah, Susie and Kayla had it figured out from the beginning, and like I said, just glad the team could come up with a win.
All right, Tyler, we'll let you go. Nice run tonight, man.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
So Tyler Isley, your second place finisher. And now we go to Victory Lane and to talk with his third win of the season and doing the burnouts until the engine explodes. Josh Susi, that was a fun run for you, man, and the fastest car of the day. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, man. She's about to blow right now. Get ready for it.
3, 2, 1. Darn. Thought you were good.
Up to 330 oil.
Oh, boy.
Oh, losing power. There it goes.
Yep, it's gone. Anyway, fastest car on the track overall, sweeping all 3 stages. You can't have a better performance than that.
No, absolutely not. I mean, that's what you look for. It's really hard to do on these mile and a halves where it's so draft dependent. I just got to thank everyone that did work with me when they were running in second, and work together, make it to the end of the race. That's the goal.
Anyone else you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Team KTS, newly formed team this week. No longer part of Nowski, and we're doing our own thing. Big shout out to Speed Demon Setups, especially Joni Taylor, making this fast hot rod that me, Tyler, and Kayla had underneath of us tonight. I was really hoping we could get a 1, 2, 3, but Justin ran with us and worked with us throughout the race, so him getting third is not a bad thing. All the league admins and race control doing the best they can. I know a lot of people may have some issues with some calls or how they do, but I'm in those shoes. I know what their RC duties are. It's not as easy as they think, so I'm going to stick behind our RC even when he gave me a penalty that I didn't think I deserved, and having to overcome that throughout the race. We made it work. We'll load this bad boy up, put a new motor in her, show up next week.
All right, Josh, nice run tonight. Congrats.
Yes, thank you.
So Susie gets it done. Third win of the season. And now we will get you the official results from tonight. And that was a crazy race. In the words of Camden Jester, it was a war of attrition. Susie, Isley, Cope, McCarthy, Diltz, Henson, Cruz, Burgess, Lynn, and Webb. Your top 10, tough break for guys like Brian Wiggins, who had the fastest lap of the race. Wes Dobbs, who had a great car. Mark Sikoci, gaining some tough wrecks there. Go through the rest of the results here on your screen. Jeremy Edwards, who was expected to have a good performance. Daniel Menzies, who was running the top 5 before he spun. Still don't understand what the final caution of the race was called for. Doesn't make sense to me. That's going to do it for us, though, tonight. Shout out to all of our amazing sponsors, as always. Speed Demon Setups, Butt Kicker, Autopilot Solar Solutions, Outsiders Racing Wraps, Affordable SEO and Marketing, and Elevated Outdoors. Next week, we are at North Wilkesboro Speedway for the Carolina 200. On behalf of everyone at the National Sim Racing League, Josh Susie and Justin Diltz, our main men in charge, as well as Race Control, James Morris, Marty Sakala signing off. Congratulations to Josh Susie, third win this season at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Thank you all for joining.